mic on? Cool. Okay. Hey, what's up, Jake? So thank you for the back and forth. It's cool of you to be worried about whatever, but it's totally fine. Like I appreciate getting feedback from people that are watching my videos, so that has a lot of value to me. So just so we're clear on that. So you made a really good change on the way you're doing the drill. Gotta try throwing that. Haven't thrown that yet. Your elbow is better. Your elbow is way better. And your starting position is better. Awesome. Good change. You're getting closer. You're still not getting to here. You're like here. So your brain is stuck on this is the throw, right? Extending your elbow is the throw. That's part of the throw. That's not the most important part of the throw. That's later. What you're doing gets you from 450 to 500. You need to get to 450 first. Where that comes from is getting the elbow in front. Boom. So I think the problem that you're having is that you're not loading your pocket right. So if I'm throwing away from the camera, I'm throwing straight that way. You're setting up here. You have a good offset. You're setting up here. It's correct. You're reaching straight back. When you reach straight back, there's no in. So you're not supposed to reach here. You're supposed to reach here. That way, when I pull forward, the disc comes in towards my chest and then back out. Right. So we were talking about releasing at 12 o'clock versus releasing at 10 o'clock. And our magic happens because there's this, from a top view, if I bend over, I'm not reaching back, not reaching that way. I'm reaching this way. If I reach here, the disc comes straight forward. And then when it rips around my hand, it's going to go right. It's going to go too far that way. So I actually need the disc to go not back, but out. That way, when I drive the elbow forward, the disc curls into my chest and hits the microphone every goddamn time. So the disc comes into here, right? So it's that out to in to out that makes the magic happen, because that's what causes your elbow to bend. And it's like the disc is gonna hit your chest. Like if your arm wasn't connected to your elbow, you would just smush the disc into your chest. But because you're spinning forward so aggressively, it maxes out here and then gets flung out on its own. So what makes the power is your elbow going that way. Your elbow going that way makes the arm have to open up. So sending something this way causes the elbow to open up faster. It's literally exactly how a whip cracks. Like a whip unrolls this way. It's because this mass is going down that this mass goes forward, and because this mass is going down that this mass goes forward. So there's a thing you can do. I need to film this experiment. If you take a rope or a chain and pick up, I have a rope. No, I don't have a rope. If you take a rope and pick both sides of it up, so you have both ends hanging, and then the middle is here, and you drop one side, the idea is that the rope will actually fall faster than gravity would make it, because of an idea called conservation of momentum. So if you have the bottom point of the rope is halfway, right? There's an end, the middle, and then the other end. When you drop it, the momentum in all of the parts that are falling, as they stop falling, gets kind of squeezed into the bottom of the rope, and it makes the rope accelerate. That's why if you, like I used to work as an arborist, and I've seen this happen. If someone up in a tree drops the end of a rope, by the time it gets down, it's going, and if it hits you, you're going to cry like a little baby because it's going to sting like a son of a bitch. But it's that effect. That's what makes a whip crack. Conservation of momentum. So a whip has a big base and then tapers to a very small point. So there's more momentum getting smushed into a smaller mass, and it makes it accelerate. Same exact thing happens in our body. There's more mass here So if we get this moving, have that stop in a way where it projects its momentum into the smaller arm of the whip, that's where our magic comes from. So it's about moving. It happens in your shoulder. You push your shoulder forward and then pull your shoulder back as you come to here. The same thing happens in the elbow. Your elbow moves backwards, and then your wrist moves backwards, and then your hand moves forwards. So it's that same uncurling. So if you don't get there, if you just get to here and then open up, you're swinging a baseball bat, and that's going to limit your amount of power. If you can get everything loaded and compressed here to where it's actually the pulling of the elbow to 12 o'clock, to 10 o'clock, I guess, rather, that makes the arm open to 10 o'clock. So you're just pushing the timing so that if I'm throwing straight towards the camera, if I reach straight back, I'm going to flick straight forward, right? But if I reach out to what's at the opposite of 10 o'clock, if this is 9, 10, I'm going to reach to like 8, 7 or 8. And then I push to 10, then my crack is here, which means that the disc is actually going to crack and go forward. This is not forward. This is a miss right, which you did in the like the second or third shot in the back video. But you probably had better snap on that throw. So this is kind of what this teaches you, is that you're setting up your power to be aligned 20, 30 degrees to the right if you're flicking water to 12 o'clock. So you need to flick the water to 10, and then those, like when you miss right, those are the farthest shots you ever throw, right? So you need to not aim at 10, but aim at 12 from 10, if that makes sense. So I'm not pointing at my target. I'm pointing at 10 o'clock, knowing that the disc is going to go towards my target. Then when I reach to 7 or 8, load and flick the water to 10, then I get that out to in to out. Look at overhead footage of Drew Gibson on Overthrow's channel. Look at overthrow footage on anyone. You'll see that out to in to out. More complicated factor, when they throw over 400, 500 feet, they don't reach to here. They reach to here, but they still have an out to in to out. It's just wider because they need more degrees of rotation to get that amount of power. We don't need that. Throwing under 400, you only need this. It feels really awkward. It doesn't feel powerful to reach here. It feels powerful to reach here because you're pulling weight. It's not about pulling weight. It's about loading the disc in towards your chest so that you can have it be powered by the rotation, by the elbow going up to here, that makes the elbow hinge open. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if not.